Good morning, pregame crew. How are ya? I hope you're doing well. It is Wednesday, January 14th. I jump on a little early to say hello to my friends, take a few chart requests, do an audio visual check, get that brain warmed up. Lord knows I need it. Come on, coffee. Good morning, Shake and Bake. Thank you for being here. Hey, Rectory Man. Don't know if I said that correctly. Hey, Lisa. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're having a great start to the new year. I'm glad everything's good with you. AV good. Thank you, Shake and Bake. I'm having a great start to the year. It's been wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I'm in grandbaby bliss still. He'll be 1 next week. I can't believe it. We're having... For those who care, we're having his first birthday party in Louisiana at my family's farm, and the theme is my first rodeo. I'm so excited. Hey, Miska. Happy Wednesday. I can take a chart request. Hey, Raven Terp. Al Ruiz. Thank you for being here. Ruiz, I think. ES. It looks like a potential rising wedge. I don't give a lot of weight to rising wedges at all-time highs. They don't tend to break bare with follow-through. 4-hour is having some velocity to the downside. We lost the 4-hour 12 EMA. We are looking for a daily higher low on ES, so everything's okay there. Are we gapping down? We're not gapping down right now on SPY. QQQ, we are gapping down, and IWM is not gapping down at the moment. Good morning, Sohm Sound. I think I have some good setups for us this morning. Thank you for being here at the pregame show. This is a show where I officially get started at 6:30 Mountain Time, 8:30 Eastern. I go over the indices, crypto, commodities, movers and shakers of the day. And we've had some movers and shakers. USO, okay, Al. And Big Moto wants R. DWR. Don't think I've ever looked at that. Computer communications, very low volume. 150,000 units are moved. On the monthly, we're in a downtrend. On the weekly, we have a small uptrend, but it's dinky. We're below the weekly 50 MA. 2480 is key resistance. Daily, we're squeezing. We're in the sideways chop fest. Need to get over the daily 200 MA, 2487. So 2480 is the level to get over. Support 2368. Hourly, the size of this pullback, we could expect a potential hourly lower high. Yeah, oil has been phenomenal. Big move. Big move. Big move. Daily stair step up. We got over that daily 50 MA. We got over the daily 200 MA. Weekly higher high on oil. Monthly lower high is more likely. I'm watching oil because of this high compression squeeze. I'm expecting oil to be a mover and shaker for this year. And it won't be a straight line. It rarely is. It's going to go where it wants to go, move along the path of least resistance, and take as few people with it as possible. 4-hour 12 EMA is your bull guide. USO, 4-hour 12 EMA is your bull guide. 74.25 is resistance. We're gapping up above that. You have a gap up here at 76.93. Gap ups are not where I want to be buying. I want to be selling on gap ups and buying on pullbacks. I'll be going over Amazon Sohms, so if you don't mind, I'll save that one for when I get started in just a few minutes. RR. I will be looking at NVIDIA, not a problem. Iran looks great. Good morning. RR. Weekly equilibrium, higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low. We're tightening up here in this weekly equilibrium. Daily, we have an uptrend, but notice these upper wicks of profit taking, something to note. 4 hour, we're riding the 12 EMA. This sure does look like a rising wedge here. Or you're getting these higher highs without follow through. Hourly is tightening range, $4 support, $4 resistance, $3.85 support. I think it looks good for a daily higher low pullback. I just don't know if I would be buying here. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, hit the like button. IREN, I'll go over Amazon and Nvidia when I start the show. IREN is gapping up. Monthly higher low is set on IREN. Small weekly uptrend, big daily uptrend. I would be looking to buy on a pullback. I would not be looking to buy on a gap up. Resistance 5406. 5406. 4 hour no longer overbought. Gap rules apply as long as bulls hold the pullback, hold yesterday's high as support, $53. It is a long signal. Next. Next is grinding that daily 12 EMA in the electronic equipment category, which has been a very bullish category. We have a potential monthly bull flag. Daily uptrend, plenty of room for a daily higher low. That's a nice squeeze there on the daily. 4 hour 12 EMA is your guide. I wouldn't be buying up here, but you could look for pullbacks to buy. Man, lots of chart requests this morning. I'm not going to be able to get to them all, but that's a good problem to have. If you're a TCG member, I could get to it. I go over all chart requests when I go live in 30 minutes in the chat room on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I go live. Charting Man Dan goes live on Monday, Dens on Thursday, and Lamont on Friday. So VELO, weekly forming an upper wick. Plenty of room for a weekly higher low, a daily higher low. Gapping down. Real quick, let's see. Closing price was $22.09. Yeah, it looks like you hit 10% down yesterday, so this will be short sell restricted today, meaning bears have to wait for an uptick to sell it. Hourly approaching oversold. It's getting interesting for a potential long. All right, let's get started with the show. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. Who am I? This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. If you want to give me a follow on X at Chart Gal Lori, I would greatly appreciate it. I think this is just once a year swing report sell is live right now, 50% off your first month. So it's only $34.99. Lamont, he is he's the brains behind the swing report. Charting Man Dan contributes, Joey contributes, I contribute when we see setups that we like. Lamont is very structured. If you like structure, then you'll love our swing report. Check it out at chartguys.com. So half off the first month. All right. So you know who I am. We looked at the swing report sell. Now let's look at the market environment dossier table. This is a table that I created just as a way to communicate to you all the key components I look at in the market. And if I were creating a case for the bulls or for the bears, this is all the evidence I would look at. And I would say guilty or not guilty. So looking at all the evidence, bears have more evidence to win the case today than bulls. Oil looks good, of course, XLE. Bitcoin was barely holding the hourly 12 EMA when I looked. We have weekly and daily uptrends in ES. All right, the economic calendar, sorry for the format. They've changed it. It's driving me nanners. We just had PPI come out. We have existing home sales comes out 30 minutes after the market opens, and then we have oil inventory. Let's look at ES. I typically take positions within the squeeze because if I'm trading options, I don't want to pay up for the higher volatility once it breaks out. So I like to position myself within the squeeze, but you have to allow for more time for that. So on ES, we're at the 12 EMA looking for a daily higher low. 4 hour, we were in a 4 hour downtrend. We lost the 4 hour 12 EMA. And remember, we're using history. So if we divide the chart, we're using history, what's already happened, to say what are the probabilities of what's going to happen in the blank, I call it the Taylor Swift blank space. Over here in this black space, what is the higher probability? The higher probability on the blank space is a 4 hour lower high. Will it be a bear flag or will it have a more significant retracement? But a 4 hour lower high is definitely more likely on ES on a bounce. That gets me prepared to say, okay, what's the most likely scenario? Stage one, step 2. Looking at NASDAQ, a 4 hour lower high is more likely. Notice on NASDAQ, we're below yesterday's low. ES, we're just below it. Let's see, SPY is gapping down right now, 691.23. QQQ is gapping down pretty significantly here. QQQ gapping down, gap rules apply. You can make it so simple. As long as bears defend yesterday's low as resistance, that is a short signal on whatever ticker you're looking at. That means bears are demonstrating control. IWM is holding yesterday's low. IWM had a new all-time high yesterday. It has been a raging bull. We're holding the 4 hour 12 EMA. If we lose yesterday's low, then our daily consolidation has started. Plenty of room for a daily higher low. And the more conservative bull would be waiting for hourly oversold. The Dow. Ta-dow. So on the daily, what was that hip hop song? Ta-dow. 212-208. Right now we have a daily double bottom. We're looking for a daily higher low compared to 49,000. So we rejected up here at 49.9. We couldn't get to that 50,000 psychological I've been talking about. All right, so we have a daily double bottom right now. We have a 4 hour double bottom on Dow. And the reason I'm slowing down on this one is because I like the setup. Right now we have a 4 hour double bottom. Now on a bounce, bears will be looking for a lower high. On the hourly, we are just now bouncing away from oversold. Look at this bullish divergence on RSI. RSI is making a higher low while price made a lower low here. So we have Dow pretty beat up looking for a 4 hour higher low. I like Dow long above 49,200. We break 49,200, all bets are off. So 15-minute, we're forming a little bit of an EQ here. VIX is spunky. This is one of the reasons I'm looking for a bull bounce today. Right here, the VIX, a potential bull bounce. We are at the daily 50 MA. VIX has struggled with the daily 50 MA since November, since Thanksgiving. We have not been over the daily 50 MA. We're testing it. So I am looking for VIX to potentially pause below this weekly resistance of $18, daily resistance of $18. VIX is very strong right now. We're showing no signs of slowing. This could be a little 15-minute head and shoulders here on VIX. So VIX is very spunky. Folks are positioning for potential downside. Things are a little shaky this morning on the market. We have more data coming out, earnings coming out. Wells Fargo was this morning. We have Netflix next week. Hang Seng was green overnight. DAX is currently red. Bitcoin, potential 4-hour bull flag. So Bitcoin, we got over last week's high, 94,825, but we're still not over the weekly 12 EMA. But we have potential 4-hour bull flag on Bitcoin and on Ethereum. Crypto was strong yesterday, and this consolidation is super healthy right now. Dollar, we have a potential 4-hour cup and handle on the dollar, but I don't even know why I'm covering it, because any type of dollar bounces have not helped metal bears at all. Metals with new all-time highs overnight. Oil is strong. We have oil inventory today. We have a daily stair step. 4-hour uptrend off the 12 EMA, potential hourly bull flag. An ideal, let's just use this as an example. An ideal buy point in a bull flag would be the 0.382 retrace. So right here in oil, 38%. So from this pivot low to that pivot high, where would the consolidation stay healthy around 38%? 61.45. Guess where we hit? 61.45. So in a bull flag, you're looking for positioning around that 0.382 retrace. And you can just call it 40%. That 40% pullback between the last pivot low and that pivot high, that's where you're looking for a potential position in a bull flag. Nat gas is weak. I have such a bad attitude toward nat gas. It's just the widowmaker. It's called naughty gas for a reason. It is weak, daily rejection at the daily 12 EMA. Gold bugs are happy. Daily bull flag confirming. This will be interesting to see if we have a broadening formation here. Any type of bearish pattern, it tends to be less reliable when you're in blue sky breakout, and we are in blue sky breakout on gold. Dips are for buying until bears prove otherwise. Metals will find a temporary top, but not yet. Silver has been the leader, up 6%. I guess silver is curing cancer now. Just kidding. Not trying to be flippant about those dealing with cancer. Hourly 12 EMA is your guide. You could stay in back burner mode on silver. All right, Apple. This is a potential daily bear flag. If you looked up on Investopedia, what is a great shape for a bear flag? You could put this pattern on Investopedia for potential daily bear flag. The only thing that's messing it up are these lower wicks of bulls buying the dip. Typically on a bear flag, you're going to see upper wicks of bears selling. But this is still a classic potential daily bear flag. On the monthly, we're looking for a higher low. Daily got oversold. That has not marked the monthly higher low yet. And notice that we're getting these tiny higher highs without follow through. That's indicative of a bear flag on a higher time frame. So Apple is not positioned well. Bulls need to step up or get ran over, and they're in the process of getting ran over again. Amazon, we broke the daily stair step bearish. We're looking for a daily higher low. Hourly is approaching oversold. I would want one more push down on Apple, get it good and hourly oversold, and approach that daily 12 EMA for a potential long. And just note where you had key resistance before. Look at that. That's pretty significant. On this pullback, that's where the daily 12 EMA is. Let's set an alert for that. 239 could be a great area. Oop. Tell me when it crosses 239. So Amazon is not gapping down, but it is weak. NVDA is very messy on lower time frames. On the weekly, we're looking for a higher low. We have a weekly squeeze. Everything is fine on the weekly chart on NVIDIA. On the daily, it gets hairy. We could be forming a daily bear flag. We're below the daily 50 EMA and daily 12 EMA. Dan was mentioning rotation out of the QQQ names into energy and staples, and we saw that yesterday. The QQQ names are taking a breather. Money's leaving these names and heading into other sectors that have been lagging. NVIDIA is below the hourly 12 EMA and the 4-hour 12 EMA. Tesla, we're looking for a daily lower high. We had a daily inside bar, and we're opening closer to yesterday's low than high. On a bounce, we could be looking for a 4-hour lower high. I don't like Tesla here. If anything, I'd want to bounce to short here. I would want to pull back to buy it. All right, looking at Queen of the Mountain names. We got drag racing outside my window. Daily lower high is more likely on AMD. AMD had an incredible day yesterday. Look at where we stopped, the daily 50 EMA. Looking for a daily lower high. Hourly got overbought, and now we have a potential hourly bear flag losing the 12 EMA. I like AMD short. This is a higher risk short because it was a big old bull yesterday. But you give me a name that's slamming up against that daily 50 EMA on a first test, and yummy, yummy. AVGO. This isn't a first test, but look at that. Double top. Hitting the daily 50 EMA. Holding the 4-hour 12 EMA. I'd like a top fish of AVGO for a 4-hour lower high at the daily 50 EMA. BBAI. BBAI has this beautiful weekly equilibrium. Look at the volume on this sucker. Average is 90 million. I don't know. This has very high volume. I think it's in the space of PLTR. Look at this monthly EQ. On the daily, it gets a little sloppier. We held the daily 50 EMA yesterday, looking for a daily higher low. Market's pulling back here. I like BBAI long. Let's see if we can hold 598. Circle is my favorite name of the day. We have this daily equilibrium. We have a daily double top, daily squeeze, 4-hour squeeze. I like a pullback of this for a 4-hour higher low. We were gapping up. We're no longer gapping up. Market weakness could impact this setup. Netflix is gapping up. More Warner Brother deals are happening. So deal details or developments are being released, and now we're gapping up. Gap rules apply. As long as Netflix holds $91 on a pullback, that is a long signal. So 91.15 was yesterday's high. Netflix looks good for a potential gap and go. You want to see it hold $91. Shop, I'm not as excited about that one. I'm going to pull that down. Shop has an awesome daily squeeze. I just don't like the location on lower time frames. DKNG has this daily EQ. We're breaking it bare right now. High compression squeeze. On a bounce, you could look for a 4-hour lower high. So yes, QQQ has a squeeze on the 2-day here. We have a 2-day squeeze. We have a weekly squeeze. So yes, the QQQ has a squeeze. Squeezes can fire short. Right now we have potential hourly bear flag on NQ. Not ideal shape. Okay, is there anything else like, okay, NVTS. Testing yesterday's low, big bearish engulfing candle yesterday. Looks like we went short sell restriction yesterday, restricted, so we'll be restricted today. Bears have to wait for an uptick to short it. 4-hour bear flag breaks bear below 930. Looks super weak, bounce for shorting. All right, that's it for the pregame show. TCG members, I'm going to go get the link ready for us to go live in the chat room. I'll take you through open and we will look for some trades together and take them if we see them. All right, use stop losses.